Here are the 7 ways to beat procrastination for good. You know exactly what you need to do. You just cannot make yourself start. You open the laptop, check your phone, make a coffee, and somehow an hour disappears. Sound familiar? Procrastination is not a character flaw. It is not laziness. It is an emotional response to tasks that feel overwhelming, threatening, or just painfully dull. The good news is that once you understand what is actually driving it, you can work with your brain instead of against it. Here are 7 proven ways to stop putting things off and start getting things done. Large tasks trigger anxiety. Your brain looks at a big, unclear project and immediately reaches for an exit. The fix is not to find more motivation. The fix is to make starting so small it barely counts. Use the 2-minute rule. Commit to just 2 minutes. That is your only goal. Researchers describe the hardest moment as crossing the action line, the point where intention becomes motion. Once you cross it, the resistance drops. The task starts to feel manageable. Momentum takes over. You can even give yourself permission to do a bad job at first. A rough start beats no start every time. Vague intentions leave room for your brain to negotiate. I will get to it later almost never happens because later is not a real commitment. It is just a postponement with better packaging. Instead, create a specific if-then plan. For example, if it is Monday after breakfast, then I will sit down and start writing. You are not relying on motivation. You are linking a clear trigger to a clear action so that starting happens automatically, without internal debate. The decision has already been made. Your environment does the rest. Traditional scheduling loads your day with work blocks, which breeds resentment and makes avoidance even more tempting. The unschedule reverses this completely. Start by filling your calendar with everything that is not work. Sleep, meals, exercise, time with people you like. Leave work unscheduled entirely. Then, every time you complete at least 30 minutes of focused, uninterrupted work, record it. That is the only rule. This reframes work as a personal win rather than an obligation, and over time you will find yourself wanting to add more sessions, not fewer. The psychology shifts from "I have to work" to "look how much I got done." Procrastination is an emotional problem as much as a time management one. Avoiding a task gives you temporary relief, but that relief is quickly replaced by guilt, shame, and self-criticism, which makes the task feel even heavier. So you avoid it again. The cycle feeds itself. Research shows that forgiving yourself for past procrastination actually reduces how likely you are to repeat it. Not excusing it, not ignoring it, just releasing it. Treating yourself with patience rather than harsh judgment clears the emotional weight that triggered the avoidance in the first place. You can then approach the task from a clean starting point. Willpower is a limited resource. Do not build your productivity system around it. Instead, design your surroundings so that starting is easy and distraction is hard. Turn off notifications. Keep your workspace clear. Use a website blocker if you need to. You can also use commitment devices, tools that lock in your future behavior before your weaker self gets a vote. One powerful example is temptation bundling, pairing a task you dislike with something you genuinely enjoy. Only listen to your favorite podcast while doing admin. Only watch a show you love while on the treadmill. The reward becomes inseparable from the task. The words you use internally have more influence than most people realize. Telling yourself, "I have to do this," creates a quiet resentment. You become a victim of your own to-do list. Replacing it with "I choose to do this" shifts the dynamic. You are no longer being forced. You are deciding. Alongside this, shift from performance goals to learning goals. Instead of "I need to get this right," try I want to get better at this. That reframe absorbs the fear of failure and encourages a growth mindset. Setbacks become data rather than evidence that you cannot do it. Your brain naturally values immediate rewards over future ones. That is why the present version of you keeps making decisions that the future version of you will regret. The solution is to close that gap. Episodic future thinking means vividly imagining the moment a task is finished, not a vague sense of relief, a specific, detailed picture. Where are you sitting? What does it feel like? What has changed? The more real you make that image, the more your brain treats the future reward as something present and immediate. It effectively pulls the payoff forward in time, making action feel worthwhile right now rather than in some abstract later. So, there you have it. 7 ways to beat procrastination backed by real research. From breaking tasks down to forgiving yourself, from designing your environment to vividly picturing what comes after, each method targets a different part of what drives avoidance. You do not need all 7. Pick one, try it today, and see what shifts. Hit subscribe. We publish a new list every week. See you in the next one.